Good morning. I'm Ann Philippus here with Modern Tribe TV AM News, and I'd like you to help me welcome Ann Keeble. Hi, Ann.
Hi.
Ann is with the Michigan Production Studio, and we are here to find out a little bit about her and Michigan Production Studio.
Good morning.
Can you please?
A little early, but
it is. Are you awake?
I am. I'm fine.
Okay.
You got to roll with it.
You're right.
Business, so.
We had our coffee, so
Yep.
we should be good.
Yep, we're good.
Well, can we start by, let's hear about you. I know I've heard about you and I've met you a couple times, and I think people are somewhat intrigued by this businesswoman and actor. So tell me about yourself.
Probably more the businesswoman I was raised in the business. We've had a family business. So I've been working with my dad for many years, probably since the age of 14. He kind of took me under his wing. And business-wise, we've had this idea to open up the studio about 2 years ago when the tax incentives came into Michigan, and we knew it was going to be something that was going to be good for the industry. So Rochester Hills, the city council, people that we have known for many years, encouraged us to go ahead and open up the studio. So my father and I bonded together on this mission, and we've enjoyed it.
So I know I'm interested, and I'm sure many people are, about your film background and what you have been working on.
Film has been fun. I have had a wonderful past year doing some work on Detroit 187. I did work in front of the camera, behind the camera. It was a great 10 months of getting to work with people from out of state that were coming in from New York and California and everywhere, and learned a lot. It was 10 months of intense work. I don't know if anybody's ever been on a TV show and been able to work, in the Detroit area, and been able to work so consistently with the same group of people, and it became a family for us here. And a lot of the actors felt the same way about us Detroiters, where they wanted to stay, they were starting to look for houses. So working film on television is really, in my opinion, the best avenue for an actor to go.
Oh my, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's not working on a soap. I've never worked on a soap, but on a television show, it's good hours and consistent days and decent scheduling.
What is the history of this beautiful building? I mean, I've walked around it. It's first a very big building. What was it used for?
Where we are right now in the studio part of it, we're in the office building. It's a 2-story building, and each floor has about 5,500 square feet of offices. And then out back in the studio portion, we have about 22,000 square feet. That's the sound stage. When you walk in, it's like a big black hole. It's really dark in there. And the power that we have here at the studio is phenomenal. We have so much juice that comes in here. We could light up the whole city of Rochester Hills.
Okay, and that's very important for film.
Huge, yeah.
Exactly.
So when the filmmakers come in, they don't have to go into that big expense of having additional generators.
Okay.
They come in, they use our utilities, and it's a lot simpler for them.
Okay.
And then sound-wise, we're in a location, the building's in a location where we don't have any trains that are going past. We don't have an airport that we have to deal with. So it's generally very quiet. We might hear a fire engine go by, but that's really about the only sound factor that we ever have to deal with when we're filming.
Much easier then.
Yeah, it's a great location.
And then as far as films, what kind of projects what has gone on here in its history?
We've had smaller films, we've had larger films. A variety. Some students even come in here and film, so we really try to encourage everybody and anybody to come in and get to know our facility. But the larger film that we worked on was last summer into fall. It was called Another Happy Day. It was a Ellen Barkin film. She was the producer. Went to Sundance, won some awards. So
cool.
Yeah, so all that happened right here in the area.
Awesome.
We probably had 35, 36 Michigan people working here on staff, so it was employing a lot of people. And that's just for that one film.
Okay.
So for other films, in general, I'd say that the film business has probably brought in close to 50 jobs just in the past year here.
Excellent.
Yeah, so it was a great film, Another Happy Day. A lot of celebrities came through. We had
And did you get a chance to meet these people and work side by side with them, don't you?
yeah, Demi Moore was here.
Okay.
In fact, where we're located, she and Ashton would take their dog across the street, and there's a berm, walkway,
Okay.
only about a quarter of a mile from here, and they would just go on walks and come back, and
Oh, heck.
people weren't bothering them.
Right, right.
It was a
Yeah,
lot of
sure.
normalcy.
Right. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Very
so,
cool.
good times.
And I'm sure many people have asked you this question, and maybe you can tell our viewers, if the Michigan legislation becomes proactive, what do you see happening in the Michigan film industry?
If they do become proactive, we probably won't see any changes until October of this year. So we have about another 3 months to adjust ourselves. So it becoming proactive will be a great boost, of course, for the industry. But for next year, I think there's so many filmmakers that have enjoyed Michigan in the past that it should be pretty easy to get them to come back. And the legislation is also looking very strongly at bringing back commercials, which we haven't had here filmed in, I'm going to estimate about 10 years. A lot of them are being filmed down in Georgia or down south in general. So that's being brought up very strongly in the Senate right now, those discussions, and also bringing back more music type videos, that type of film. They're being much more proactive, hearing in Lansing, so it should be a great start in October.
It is very positive.
Yep, I think they're also focusing heavily on television. As I mentioned before,
Right.
with Detroit 187, people realize when you've got in town a regular schedule of people going to shoots, there's a regular activity for a TV show, they're going to end up all over the place in all locations for months. Detroit 187 was a 10-month program, season 1. We needed season 2, 3, I needed season 10.
Right.
But it was just a nice continual business. And I think the legislation respects that. And I saw in the proposal that they will actually take some of the previous television shows like Hung and Detroit 187, and actually I think they're going to probably give them some seniority with some of the film credits.
Oh,
So,
excellent.
that's up to them, of course, but this is a lot of the talk that I'm hearing in Lansing.
So, Ann, how long do you think we're looking at till these changes take effect?
By the holiday time, by the end of this year, I think a lot of plans will be laid for 2012. And it should bring in a whole lot of TV, a whole lot of film, a whole lot of other businesses from outside the state. And we need to be ready for that. We don't need to have what happened in 2008 where we didn't have the infrastructure and the human base. We were lacking in that back in 2008, and for that reason they kept bringing in more and more out-of-state people.
Okay, right.
So as for our industry, I really want to encourage people to stay positive, be patient, and don't give up.
Okay,
don't
let's
quit.
say that again. One more time, because people need to hear this. I mean, in our film industry, it's really, you always get this negative, but, so stay positive.
Yep.
Stick with it, and know that.
Do not give up.
Right.
Do not give up.
I love it.
There's a lot to do in this industry, and I really feel positive that 2012, when they turn this thing around in legislation, it's going to go like gangbusters. And we all need to be ready.
That's wonderful. And I think here in Michigan, we are hard workers. We have great talented people.
Yeah,
Everywhere I
people
look.
want to get involved. They
Yep.
really want to stay focused in this. This is a fun business.
And you have to know this when we are doing this. So many people have been doing it without being in the independent films, doing it without pay. You must love this.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
But that'll change too. I
Right.
think we've got enough talent base now that they can feel more confident with themselves and know they are worth something. They
Right.
have value now in Michigan. We have worked hard to train a lot of people.
Excellent. So wonderful to hear. So tell me about, what do you see the future for Michigan Production Studio? What would you like to see happening?
As I mentioned most of this interview, I am very drawn on the television format. We have Raleigh Studio, which is only about 5 miles away, and they're an ideal location for filmmaking, the movies, the feature
Okay.
films. What I'd like to see more of Michigan Production Studios focus on is television. I'd like to see 2, possibly 3 shows booked here on a regular basis.
Going on here every day.
We got the space.
You're
We got it.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be wonderful?
Yeah.
Well, I hope that happens, and I know you have a good team around you that is, and good people, so.
Yeah, we're also, we've built a small recording studio up on the 2nd level. So we're looking to hire musical talent, or bookings, not bookings, just bringing in more musical, attracting music into
Okay.
this place too. And then the new talent, we've looked at a format to start doing concert series. Not here at our location, but at different venues.
Excellent.
At the universities or in Pontiac or Detroit. There's a lot of great theaters out there that aren't being utilized, and we gotta entertain people.
We do.
Mhm.
We have a lot of talented people here, so it's our job to do it. Thank you for joining us, Ann. I appreciate you being here.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for joining us here at Modern Tribe TV AM News. I'm Ann Philippus.